Suzy and Friends.
With Suzy Cato.
I'm Suzy Cato. Kia ora.
And I'm Trevor. Welcome to Suzy and Friends, the podcast for kids just like you. Hey, what have you been up to this week, Suzy?
Oh, I tried a new recipe from my friend Karen McMillan's Quokka Logic and Baking book this week. I tried the hundreds and thousands biscuit recipe. You roll it out flat and then instead of making it into circles like she does in her recipe book, I used cookie cutters to make different shapes. And then I sprinkled on the hundreds and thousands. They were yum. What about you, Trevor? What have you been up to?
Well, I've been shopping for Easter eggs and Easter treats for the family. I found some good ones, but I must admit I've had to sample quite a few just to, check they're good enough.
Not too much sampling, I hope.
Oh, no. Never too much.
On Suzy and Friends today, Luluana is here to talk about a book she read recently called 3 Things to Know. Aston talks about friends, and I'll read the Carol Duffy book, Do Not Feed the Kia.
Oh, I love that book. Also today, jokes, fun facts, cool to kōrero, and what's that sound? Hey Suzy, shall we start with what's that sound? Do that now?
Yes, let's. It's What's That Sound, and it's the competition with no prize. We'll play a sound, and all you have to do is listen carefully and see if you know what's making that sound. To give you a good chance, we'll play the sound a few times during the podcast, and we'll have the answer at the end of Suzy and Friends today.
Okay, tune in your taringa, your ears. Here we go. What's that sound?
Shall we play it again now?
Yep, I think we should.
What is that sound? We'll tell you at the end of Suzy and Friends. Okay, let's give our young comedians the microphone now. Here are Leia, Alex and Leo.
What did one rock ball say to the other rock ball?
What did one rock pool say to the other rock pool?
Show me your muscles.
Hi, what's your name?
Alex,
How old are you?
7.
You've got a joke for me?
Yes.
Off you go.
Why did the policeman throw away a donut?
Why did the policeman throw away a donut? Don't know.
Because it had a hole in the middle.
What's your name?
Leo,
Okay, Leo, what's your joke?
why did the cow cross the road?
I don't know. Why did the cow cross the road?
To go to the movies.
This is Suzy and Friends with my friend and your friend, Suzy Cato.
Ka pai tō mahi. Good job, Leia, Alex and Leo. Thanks for the jokes.
Fun facts.
And today's fun facts are about clocks.
Wow, that's a coincidence because I've been learning to juggle clocks.
Really?
Yeah, I think I just have too much time on my hands.
Fun fact 1. A clock is an instrument for measuring time. It shows time in hours, minutes, and often seconds. There are clocks with hands and digital clocks which show the time in numbers. Fun fact 2. The clock is one of the oldest human inventions. People way back could work out the months by looking at the moon. They knew when it was daytime or nighttime because it was dark or light. And they knew it was the middle of the day because the sun was directly overhead and they weren't casting a shadow. But they needed a way of measuring time more accurately, so that's when the first clocks were invented. Fun fact 3. The world's oldest surviving working clock is about 650 years old. It was made in 1386 in Wiltshire in the UK, and it was broken for a while, but then it was fixed and it has tick-tocked more than 600 million times. And that's Fun Facts for today.
Thank you, Suzy. Coming soon on the Suzy and Friends podcast, Luluana tells us about a book she's read recently. Aston talks about friends, and we learn how to say have a good day in Te Reo Māori. But right now, Suzy has settled into her story reading chair over there in the corner, and she's going to read you a story.
Are you nice and comfy? Ready for a story? Well, let's begin. Do Not Feed the Kia. It's written by Carol Duffy and illustrated by Bailey O'Malley. Kia were flying high over the snow, watching the trampers come and go, looking for food that was left behind, hoping the trampers won't heed the sign. Do not feed the Kia. Alan and Henry drive into the park, planning to climb to the top before dark. Both have a snack and then shoulder their pack, lock up the car and head up the track. Out of the trees the boys set up their camp, find food for tea, light the little gas lamp. Kia come round, Al throws them some scraps. You saw the sign, it's wrong to do that. Do not feed the Kia. No problem, says Al, it's just a few scraps. They're clever, they're funny, such curious chaps. Why is it wrong to be kind to the birds? A sign saying that is simply absurd. Do not feed the Kia. The pen isn't cleaned, their shoes are outside, the top of Al's pack is left open wide. Boys in their tents, soon sleeping in bed, morning will show them why the sign said, say it with me, do not feed the Kia. Sun wakes them early, a beautiful day. They hurry to dress and be on their way. Up to the peak to look at the view, then back for breakfast. That's what they'll do. Starting to climb up, they soon hear a sound. Turning to see, they look all around. Kia are playing. Now what have they done? No, shout the boys, as to camp they run. Do not feed the Kia. It's Kia camp now since the boys went, sliding and screeching and ripping the tent. Time to explore inside of Al's bag. Soon his good shirt is just an old rag. One flies away. What prize has he won? It's shiny, sparkling, reflecting the sun. He's taking Al's car keys up to the snow. Boys think of the sign, now the reason they know. Do not feed the Kia. Alan and Henry clear up and head back, shoulder their packs and trudge down the track. Trouble here too. Birds were in the car park. They had lots of fun, although it was dark. It's our fault, we know. We are to blame. We didn't think and they had a game. They clean up the car park, ignoring the birds. They know now the sign is not simply words. Do not feed the Kia. They sit on their packs and gaze at the car. Should they walk home? It seems very far. Is the car safe with Kia about? In drives a car. Ranger Joe gets out. Doc Ranger Joe hears their tale of woe, then into his car and off they all go. He'll take them home to get a spare key. Wiser, the boys will tell all they see. Do not feed the Kia. And that's the end of the story. Well, this story is called Do Not Feed the Kia, and you can find out more about it at thecopypress.co.nz. Or you might find it in your library at school. Ka kite. Goodbye, my friend.
This is Suzy and Friends.
With Suzy Cato.
Thank you, Suzy. Do Not Feed the Kia was the book, and it was by Carol Duffy. And we'll have another story in Suzy's Book Corner next week.
This is Suzy and Friends in a podcast with me, Suzy Cato, my friend Trevor, and a whole lot of Kiwi kids just like you. Hey, did you hear this week's What's That Sound before? Well, right now we're going to give you another chance to work out what it is. Whakarongo, listen carefully.
Here we go. What's that sound? Do you know? Well, you'll be able to check if you're right when we tell you the answer at the end of Suzy and Friends today.
Okay, a wee while ago I told you that Luluana was going to be talking about a book she read recently. Well, here she is.
Hi, my name is Luluana. I'm 9 years old, and I will be reading the book 3 Things to Know, written by Andy Dixon, illustrated by Andy Knott. The book is about 3 things to know. It's about value, we succeed together, and that others matter. It's a story that gives a strong message to all the people out there who don't have confidence. This girl is my favorite character because she tells me about myself, and everyone has value and everyone is unique. My favorite part is when she tells me about my culture and all my languages, because it's part of my whānau and who I really am. The illustrations are cool and bold. I like the details. The message is love yourself and don't be ashamed of who you are. The story reminds me of my whānau because they're from several countries and all of them have different cultures. I think this should be in the top 3 in school libraries because it has a really good message for kids to know. We have value. 3 Things to Know, written by Andy Dixon, illustrated by Andy Knott. My name is Luluana, and I hope that you know that you have value.
Thank you, Luluana. Good job.
Yes, thanks, Luluana. And what wonderful messages are in that book. You have value. We succeed together. Others matter. And the title again? 3 Things to Know, written by Andy Dixon. Now, for more information, you can search 3 Things to Know book, or you can visit the E Tū Tangata website. That's an organisation that wants us to all work together and support each other. Or you could also look for it in your school or local library.
This is Suzy and Friends with Suzy, Kato and Trevor, where it's cool to kōrero.
It sure is. And today we've got a friendly thing to say. Have a good day. It's kia pai tō rā. Have a good day. Kia pai tō rā. Do you want to say it with me? We'll do it slowly first. Kia pai tō rā. Now we'll put it all together. Kia pai tō rā.
Thank you, Suzy. Kia pai tō rā. You have a good day too. Very soon we'll find out the answer to today's What's That Sound? The competition with no prize.
But right now, here's 8-year-old Aston.
Hey, it's Trevor here with Kids Just Like You. Today we're talking about friends. Hello, what's your name?
Aston,
How old are you, Aston?
8.
What kinds of things do friends do for other friends?
And they be kind to you, they help you with some stuff. And if you trip over and you're crying, they will help you and you can do the same to them. And if you're don't have friends, don't be scared. You can just ask some people if you can play with them, join in and have great fun.
That's a really good piece of advice. If you want some friends, you just need to just say, hey, do you want to be my friend?
Yeah.
When you are becoming friends with someone, do you need stuff in common?
Sometimes, like playing soccer or Minecraft or watching some funny programs and stuff like that.
Okay, thank you very much.
That's 8-year-old Aston talking to Trevor about friends.
Yeah, and Aston was a very thoughtful young man with some good advice about friends and friendship. Thank you so much for that, Aston.
Yes, great job, Aston. Ka pai tō mahi. Really good point too about making friends starting with a smile and saying hello. Maybe you could invite them to join you in whatever you're doing, the game you're playing or something like that. Hey, we'll have more kids just like you next time on the Suzy and Friends podcast. Hey, Trevor,
Yes, Suzy?
what's better than a good friend?
I don't know. What's better than a good friend?
A good friend with a game to play. Okay, now is your last chance to play What's That Sound before we give you the answer. Here comes today's sound now.
Okay, what's that sound? Not sure? Then you can listen one last time. Here we go. All right. What is the answer, Suzy?
It's an ape. But if you said chimp or even man making an ape noise, then we'll accept that too. Well done if you got it. Ka pai tō mahi. Good job.
Very good. And if you guessed the answer, give yourself a pat on the back. Next week, we'll have another What's That Sound for you.
Thanks to our friends who helped with Suzy and Friends today, jokers Alex, Leia and Leo.
Carol Duffy for letting us read her book Do Not Feed the Kia.
And thanks 9-year-old Luluana for telling us about the book 3 Things to Know by Andy Dixon.
Kia ora, New Zealand On Air.
And thanks Radio New Zealand, especially Brianna, Jamie, Steve, Tim and Tim, Phil and Duncan. And a special thanks to you for joining us.
For more fun, take a look at the website suzy.co.nz, suzy.co.nz.
Yes, please. Next week on the Suzy and Friends podcast, lots of good stuff, including a koala, a kiwi, the Easter bunny, and a seagull called Sid.
Wow, that is quite a room full of characters we've got coming up for you there.
Sure is.
Ka kite.
Goodbye, my friend.
This is Suzy and Friends.
With Suzy Cato.